Welcome to the CEO Exchange, the broadcast where we pull back the curtain on leadership, innovation, and the human side of steering the company. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a seasoned executive or just curious about what it takes to sit in the CEO chair, you're in the right place at the right time. Ready to learn how CEOs think, lead, and adapt to a fast changing world? Subscribe now. Let's get inspired together. This is the CEO Exchange, where leadership gets real. I'm your host, Jester Bless, and we are here with the one and only, the CEO himself, Mr. Carl West.
What's up, man? We back again, man. Part 2 of this.
Back again, part 2.
That's right.
Great episode last week or a week before. We was able to touch on some things. One of the things that we touched on was all of the outlets that TBT has, and from one standpoint, I looked at about your work-life balance. Okay, but I want to visit that question again, and I want to ask from another perspective about you building a platform. These many platforms. Okay, you built a platform covering everything in Chicago, from Chicago politics to fashion, all right, and everything between, from business and things like that.
And hip hop, don't forget the hip hop. That's how I got here.
And hip hop, and I love to touch on that too, the hip hop piece. How do you stay laser focused on your core mission while providing so many different outlets?
First of all, you got to have love for the game. Whatever you do, you got to have love for it. You got to have, and I've said this to you before, as we talk about building a product and building a brand and building a company and partnering on some of those things, that you got to be willing, man, to put in the long, hard work. And a lot of times it's going to be for free. I mean, I worked for free for a very long time, and that's because I had the passion to do this. It's almost like an athlete. That's why I go to the sports scenario again, right? Because you think about a kid who starts playing basketball from the time he's in AAU, high school, college. He played this sport that he loved, he or she, at a very high level for free. There was no rewards other than the satisfaction of being able. Of course, you played organized basketball, whether it was AAU, high school, or college, so you was able to gain name recognition and you know and be that it person in your neighborhood and decide where you wanted your dream to go to a professional level if you had the skill set to do that. But most of the time, all that was for nothing. You paid to do all that. You had to pay to travel on AAU, your family. You had to pay to go to high school. If you didn't get a scholarship in college, then you had to pay for that. But you have to be willing, man, to put in the work to show the love for the game. And then once you reach that professional level and you decide what the professional level is in business to a degree, based on your 10,000 hours of work that Malcolm Gladwell talked about. And I believe that tremendously in terms of being able to call yourself a professional or an expert in the field, 10,000 hours. But for the most part, man, you did all that for free for a very long time. And I've heard Michael say that, like, look, if I wasn't getting paid, I'd still be playing basketball at a very high level during the time when he was playing, of course, not after that. But he talks about that. So you got to be able to understand what's needed for you to get to the next level. And sometimes, man, it's just being dedicated and having a love for the game.
So price, the passion doesn't have a price. What you do for $1 million, you should be willing to do for free.
Absolutely. Because what it's going to take you to get that $1 million is going to require a lot of hard work, a lot of commitment and sacrifice. And by just giving you $1 million, you got to earn it. So you better have faith that you are willing to go to bat to earn that $1 million. And so when you get it, when you finally get it, there's a sense of relief, but there's a sense of I earned this.
For all the hard work you put in.
All the hard work and commitment and sacrifice and blood and tears, man, and the scars that you have to show for it. It's a battle. It's like being on the warfield, man, battling. You have your own internal and some physical scars, and you have to live with that, man.
Last week, I want to kind of slide on this one because last week you spoke on books, the importance of books. Now, this is like a threefold question here.
Go ahead.
How important are books to CEOs? How books influence you as a CEO? And if you don't mind sharing a book that you might be reading right now.
Well, books to all, if you was to look at all your successful CEOs, you came into the office today, you saw what I was watching on television. My TV is always on Bloomberg News. I'm always watching what the best are doing. As I say, you follow what the big boys are doing and do it the level you can do it at. And all the major CEOs are people expert in their fields, man. They constantly learning. Book is a constant learning mechanism. You constantly learn about people, places, and things, and yourself. Mm-hmm. And so, I'm surrounded by books. One of my mentors told me you can tell a person about what his intellect is when you walk into his or her house.
I remember that.
Right? And they got a bookshelf. If you're serious about life and learning about life, you should have your bookshelf in your house, full of books, full of knowledge. You surround yourself with that. You can't help but like suck it up and intake it, right? And so, and the book I'm reading right now, the book I'm reading right now is my own book. Because I'm getting ready to have my
shameless plug, but go ahead.
It's a plug nonetheless. It's on CEO Xchange.
There you go.
So the support system.
Okay.
I've been reading over my book over and over again. I'm probably at like the 12th time reading it.
Okay.
Because it's getting ready to go to print in the next couple of weeks.
Congratulations.
And we got a launch party coming out in June, celebrating the launch of the book. So right now, all of my concentration outside of what I read in terms of the professional, dealing with the news service product, digital product, but right now I've just been reading my book over and over again.
And creating this book, was this something that you journaled over the years, or was it something that you had to go get in the mountain and write, or
both? All the above.
How did the book come about?
All the above.
All the above.
All the above. You journal. First of all, you come up with the concept of a book in your head that you think that you qualified to write, to share, and then you journal those notes that I keep a notepad in almost in every room of my house, bathroom, bedroom, kitchen. When I have an idea, I'm right there jotting stuff down so I won't forget it. And especially now as I get older, my brain, I forget so much stuff now. It's ridiculous. I'm so glad I got those little notepads because I would forget. I forget stuff walking from the kitchen to the bed.
Do you forget your glasses on your head sometimes?
No, I don't do that one. Because I don't put them on my head. I never put my glasses on my head. How you do that? You do that?
Yeah, I do it sometimes.
I don't ever do that.
Do that.
I just take mine off.
Going back to the first question that we had, you spoke on hip hop and journaling this book. Did you give us any of those hip hop days or those? Because you said hip hop is what really catapult you to where you at now.
I made a slight mention, but the book wasn't about hip hop. It was about the power of mentoring. So how mentoring is so important in people's lives on all sides. And so there's 3 components to the book.
Okay.
How important it is for young people to identify a mentor, to understand how important it is to have a mentor to help guide them, because the subtitle is Who Will Help Guide Them.
Wow.
So it's important to understand that. And then second, how important it is for parents. This is the most crucial part. How important it is for parents to surround their children with the right kind of people in their life who could be a mentor to them. Mm-hmm. If you don't think nobody should come into your house, in my mind, that is around your children, that is not somebody who you feel you can leave your kids with and trust in them, that they're going to do the right thing. And that means help guide them. And the third part of the book is the village.
Okay.
I believe it's also important that the village, everybody, and this is you included, should have a mentee. If you get past a certain age and you start to progress in your own life, you should have a mentee, someone that you are now outside of your immediate, for your own children, somebody that you helping to guide them because somebody did it for you.
That's true.
How can you not give that back? And so those are 3 components of the book.
It's powerful book, and that's a great way to segue to our next question about mentorship, leadership. How important it is for leaders to have mentors. But on a personal note, I remember when I first started connecting with you, and one of the things you said to me, I never forget, we were walking downtown, and it struck me. You said, man, it's like all my mentors are passing away in this season. And it hit me. I said, well, you know what? That means you now is becoming a mentor. And how has that transition been for you as a mentor? I want to get back on some of your mentors, but as of right now, in this space that you're in now, how do you see the mentorship is?
I mean, that's why I wrote the book. It's a way of life. It's not even in question.
Okay.
I mean, I've probably mentored over my adult life probably 30 people that I've literally walked through a process, whether it was an extended process or a short-lived process, because the power of mentoring can happen on a one-on-one. You can meet somebody for the first time and that one and only time and influence them enough to do good, to do the right thing, to go on to be whatever it is they want to be. Because I don't necessarily mentor from a professional standpoint. And that means that I don't try to, especially if they're a young teenager, I don't get into what you want to be, because that can change.
That's true.
What I want to make sure that I'm helping you become a good citizen of the world.
Okay.
That takes
Morals, integrity.
That takes you a long way, right? That takes you a very long way, because once you do that, you will meet people along the way that would help you when the professional time comes to guide you. But if you're just a good person and you treat people fair and well, and you know what I mean, and to me, I want to mentor people to be that. Just be good citizen. That's what I use. Be a good citizen of the world.
As a former mentee, give us some of those mentors. Give me some of the names of some of your mentors.
Bill Garf,
poured into your life.
Bill Garf, John Johnson, Henry English, Dr. Conrad Royal.
These are some men of renown in our area.
Clarence Wood.
Okay.
Yeah, he ran Hull House for about 30 years. Amazing cat. Up until he died, I think last year, maybe it was last year, 2 years ago. Time flying by, but amazing cat. But Henry English, creator of Black Knight of Fun, Buffy, which is what I'm the chairman of now. Dr. Conrad Worrell was a founding board member of Buffy, which was an incredible thought leader, and then of course Mr. Bill Garf, who started Citizen Newspaper, founded, ran it. His family run it now, still around. And then John Johnson, of course, I wanted to be him when I was growing up. So to have a chance to meet him and to sit with him, I probably had a chance to sit with him maybe 5 or 6 times prior to his death. And the most impactful thing he ever said to me was real simple. He said, Carl, look, I started Ebony in early 1940s. When a black man wasn't allowed to even walk down the street at night. And so there's no reason that no black person living, and this was in 2000, in mid-2000. He said there's no reason why a black person today couldn't do anything that they want to do. If I did this in 1940s, when a black man couldn't even walk the streets at night, there's no reason why no black person can't be successful at his or her field. It requires work, all the things I just said, commitment, dedication, but there should be no excuses. And I talk a lot about no excuses. There are none.
Yeah, that's true.
If you ain't built for it, you ain't built for it. Go find something else to do.
Right.
Respectfully, save yourself the trouble and the losses and the heartaches and the scars. If you ain't built for it, what it is that you say you want to do, and then you have to be honest and truthful with yourself. And if you're not, go do something else. That's okay, right?
Was these some of the hard talks and lessons that your mentors poured into you?
Absolutely. That's all they did, is pour these conversations into me for hours. I would sit at their feet for hours individually.
And you humble enough to say, sit at someone's feet. That's something that's very hard for people to say, even do nowadays, let alone say it?
Because I was hungry. I was hungry, and I wanted to be what I saw. I saw in these men, and there was some women, Regina Brown, Regina Daniels, two Regina Browns. One happened to be George Daniels' wife, Regina Daniels. God, what she did for me was just amazing, right? And then Regina Daniels, she worked for a newspaper advertising, and she used to feed me when I was hungry, coming downtown, starving, walking downtown. She'd tell me to go to our office, and she would take me to lunch and dinner, and then she would tell me, now, go play with your hobby.
I remember you telling me that.
I used to be so mad. I'm like, I'm out here starving. This ain't no hobby. She said, yeah, it is, Carl, because while you sitting there eating with me, you should be out there working. I would be like, wow.
And these are some of your mentors. And most of the time we think our mentors are nice to us.
No, ain't no nice ones.
Is there such thing as a nice mentor?
Of course. They all nice. If people giving you stuff that's going to feed you and train you and prepare you, they nice. It's just a way. It's just about the delivery. The delivery can be harsh. Mr. Garth was harsh,
but sometimes men take that and run away and not knowing it's really.
Well, that's because I was hungry, and I seen these people are people who I admired. When there's people you admire, you don't run from them. You run towards them, regardless of what they saying to you. Mr. Garth told me to come in the room, you shut up and sit down. Don't say one word, and I would sit down and shut up and wouldn't say one word. Until he said speak. And I was like, what you want me to say? And he would ask me a question. Right? And I would answer that question. And then he was like, that's it. Don't say nothing else. Right. And, and so what can you do? You hungry? You asked to be in these rooms. You asked to be there. They didn't come looking for me. Like I said in my book, you got to go identify people who you want to mentor you. I did that. And so they didn't look for me, but when they saw me coming and they felt that I was serious about my presence, they welcomed me in and told me to shut up and sit down.
Tell me the difference between hungry and starving. You was hungry, right?
I was both.
You was both.
I was both.
You was both.
I was both.
At that time, you was hungry starving.
Well, let me back up. No, I was hungry. I was just really, really, really hungry. Okay. Because starving is that you'll do anything to eat, and I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I still had guidelines because I was raised to be by mentors early in my community. I was raised to be a good citizen, so I wasn't going to do anything. That's what starving people do. They do anything to eat. So, good question, and I almost got tricked. But no, I was just really, really, really hungry.
Good.
Really, really, really hungry.
But by being in, you tuned in to the CEO Xchange. I'm your host, Justin Bless, with the CEO himself, Mr. Carl West.
Yes.
Subscribe.
They gave us, producers just gave me a 9. We probably got about 5 more minutes.
Right. Make sure you lock in and subscribe. Chicago is the media hub, man. Sun-Times, Tribune, Defender, Crusader. How was you able to find your niche, your voice, without feeling like you was competing with the big guy?
Because I told you, you do what the big boys do at the level you can do it at. So I wasn't competing with them at their level because I couldn't.
Okay.
So I had to create my own niche at my own level. What I talked to you about earlier about that niche. I created my own niche at my own level, and I just grew that level. I mean, they was having 100,000, 500,000, 1 million readers. I started off with 2,000 business cards that I inputted into a computer single-handedly by myself. And those was my subscribers. I inputted those business cards from the very beginning. I had 2,000 that I collected over the years being out, and I put those into the computer and started the first news service.
Well, now with over, and I'm saying this respectfully.
The numbers are not important.
Okay, with over 50,000, I just throw that out there.
The numbers aren't important.
Okay, with over, I know
they're only important to the advertisers.
well over 50,000, I know subscribers.
They're only important to the advertisers.
At least,
but you gonna just keep going. But they're only important to the advertisers.
Would you ever consider going to the other side and say, hey, charging for subscription? Because you give out a lot of information. I've thought about it dozens of times. And you got a lot of platforms.
Thought about it dozens of times, but there's some challenges in it. And
pros and cons.
I didn't want to go. I didn't want to deal with the challenges. Didn't want to. If I would have did it early on, sure. But as of the last 5 years or so, I mean, I've thought about it for a very long time, 10 years or more. Thought about it when I first launched it, the digital platform. But I didn't take it real serious. I had to build something up before I can ask somebody to give me something, right? So, and so after a while, I was like, okay, should I? I mean, I played back with that back and forth. Should I? Shouldn't I? And then finally, I was like, I don't want. I knew I had to do because I had to give up. Because if you bring in a subscribe, so say if I said I'm doing a subscription drive, and just say I'm gonna go with just a simple number, 10,000 subscribers on the news service, right? And 5 of them said, "Oh, we'll pay." What I'm gonna do with the other 5? Kick them off?
Okay.
And I sold those 10,000 to the advertisers. So why would I kick them off? So therefore, now I have to give those 10,000, those 5,000 out of the 10 that say we'll do it. I got to give them certain incentives. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of extra work to make sure that those 5,000 get those consistent incentives every month that they charge off their card. They have to see a benefit because you got the other 5,000 who ain't getting incentives and they not paying. So you have to make sure that you validate why those ones that pay. And it was just too much. I just didn't feel like it, man. It was.
But that was, and you were tuning into CEO Xchange, and this is real CEO things that they deal with, and this is a issue I know personally, but because that's how you thought then. Moving forward, would you consider offering a subscription?
If I did a brand new product, if I came and did something totally brand new, using the same subscriber platform. And then I would come out the back and do that. But my credibility and what I've done over the years would allow me to do that. And I believe that I can get a good number of people to say, we'll opt in to subscribe. I mean, it have to be a brand new product, totally away from what I'm doing today. That's a possibility, but it's not a possibility. So I don't know if I'm going to do that much work again. That's too much work. but I ain't trying to work that hard.
You got audience trust for 20. You got 25 years of audience trust. You don't think they'll trust you to subscribe to what you're doing?
I didn't say they wouldn't. I still have to put in work to make it to execute it. Because they sign up is just the beginning. You still got to execute. You got to monitor all those people that sign up to make sure again they getting those incentives that come with it. Because again, as I stated, you're gonna have to. What you gonna do to the people that didn't opt in? You can't just throw them off the roll.
That's true.
No,
that's true. That's where the CEO mindset comes in. Because I know you'll figure something out.
I won't. I just don't do it. I just don't do it. That's a figure out.
That's a figure
just
out.
Don't do it.
That's a figure out. But you tune into the CEO Xchange as you see where leadership get real, where we ask the real questions, and you see that CEOs go through things themselves. They wrestle with things themselves on how to better serve their constituents, or better serve their product to their people.
That's the last question. You know that, right?
Yeah,
that's what they say. Wrap up.
That's a wrap up.
Yeah.
No, that was it. That was it. Because I think that's important. Because I want to come back to that. Because I see that.
When? Now?
No, maybe in the future.
No, we done with me.
We done with you?
From now on, it's going to be other people that we bring in, other guests. We want to do this, to launch this, to show what the business model look like. But from now on, you'll be interviewing other folks. So good luck to you.
Along with the CEO, Carl West.
I'm not going to, I may fill in from time to time, but we're going to let you handle this. You do a good job. I like what you're doing.
Well, praise the Lord. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
It's been a long time for you.
Yes, man. It's been a while.
I didn't have to pull you every which way to get you right.
That's one of the mentors. And he say Garth was hard on him. I don't know if he tried to put it on me twice. But I asked him, they're like, bro, they want to talk to you like this. He's like, shoot, they would talk to me first.
You get upset because I talk to you a certain kind of way. You should have heard the way he told me. I'm telling you, they didn't care.
Yeah.
But they knew what they was doing, and I accepted that because you could feel the genuine love.
Right.
I felt it. They wouldn't let me come in the office and sit there for hours, whether they was there or not. Oh, go away from me. I'll be back. And Mr. Garf used to have meetings and would invite me to come to the meeting with him and tell me just sit over there and shut up. He wanted me to see how it functioned, and I told you he wanted those people to see me. So when I was out roaming the streets trying to do my thing, they would see me and say, "Oh, that's Mr. Garf's man. Come on in. Come on in." I got in so many rooms because of that one little tidbit with Garf, and Henry English did the same thing. Have me come and hang out in meetings with them or events and just tell me to shut up and sit down. but they knew that people would see me with them. And later on down the road, when I tried to get into certain rooms, they would say, "Oh, that's Henry, Bill's guy." It was so. It was all worth it, man.
One thing that I learned mentorship does is put you in the room, and also it give you shortcuts. If you listen, they've been through things that you don't have to go through.
They show you how to avoid the minefields.
Exactly.
Because there are minefields everywhere you go in life, trying to figure it out. And they show you how to see it and navigate yourself through it. It's not a perfect formula because you're gonna get blown up. You're gonna fall. You're gonna walk on some of them. Okay. You just hope they don't blow you up completely. Gotcha. That's why I say you get the scars. That's where you get the scars from the minefields that you stepped on. But you hope that they don't take you out the game completely. And then as long as they don't take you out, then you still here to get here. Gotcha. Here, right here.
Last question. Listening. How important is listening?
You tell me because you don't listen.
This is the CEO Xchange with your host, Jesse Bless, and my main man, the CEO himself, Mr. Carl West. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. You don't want to miss who we're going to have coming up next. Grace and peace.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.